to the Retrograde
video game podcast, where this week we do a season-by-season, frame-by-frame watch-along of the new hit show, Heated Rivalry. No hockey scenes, all sex.
My name is Andrew Bascom, and with me, as always, is the bad boy of podcasting, Mr. Bebop himself.
Mikey, Heated Rivalry in Worth.
You didn't want to do it with Garenworth?
Garenworth?
Yeah, like you're Garenworth.
Oh, Garenworth.
Yeah.
What's so... I don't understand.
Well, because Heated Rivalry is a TV show about a heated rivalry. Two hockey players coming up together that are rivals, but also lovers.
Oh, interesting. See, I don't see gender, so I wouldn't even know if these are two people on the same side of the gender spectrum.
Actually, you know, it's so funny. It's not because of their love that I see their gender. It's because of the rigid formality of sport that they have to be males.
Oh, formality is the only rigid thing about that show?
Not their rippling abs.
Have you seen it?
No.
I thought it was a joke at first, but people seem to really, really like it.
No, it's based on a very popular book of smut. Isn't it amazing, though, that like the New York Times bestseller list has to be like, here are the books that are bestsellers that aren't smut.
Yeah, exactly.
If it was just smut, we would get to 1001 and it would be this book.
It's like apparently Amazon, most of what they sell, maybe not most, but like a huge amount of what they sell is like sex toys.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Here's the thing. Do you know a single person who has admittedly ordered a sex toy on Amazon?
No.
So who are these people?
Yeah, that's
and
really...
who are these people with foot fetishes? That's my other question.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I don't know. Clearly, I think everybody is using a sex toy at some point in their life.
Sure.
And it's like yet something we do not talk about at all.
I talk about it pretty openly, actually.
Well, you did start this conversation, I guess.
I did.
Yeah.
Don't look at my Amazon order search history.
Yeah. Please don't go, guys. Please don't go through that.
Jeffrey, don't release it. Epstein, don't release that. Man, it's good to be back.
It is good to be back.
It's good to be back. This is not actually the Heated Rivalry frame-by-frame watch-along, although if we get enough support, we will do it. We will do it.
We will do it.
It is instead our top 10 things of 2025.
Yeah, don't threaten us with a good time.
Yeah.
It's, yes, one of our favorite things to do all year is this episode.
Second only to, I think, the Century Club that we do, which we'll be recording in a couple
we
weeks.
record within a week of each other.
Yeah.
Which we'll talk about, I'm sure, at the end. But yeah, this was our version. If you're new here, what? Why? Huh? Okay, we used to do a weekly podcast. We did it for like, oh my God, so long.
Too long, maybe.
Some would say, and then, you know, that was like 2 years ago. And now we just pop back in with like our favorite things. And one of them is this is our version of the best of the year. Instead of doing the best 10 games of the year, best 10 TV shows, whatever, we kind of took a format from Oprah of all people. Now, okay, she was a talk show host like 7 years ago. Yeah, whatever. And,
I thought you were just saying the opening lyrics to the Psy song.
Psy has a song that starts with Oprah.
Oprah Gangnam Style?
Oprah Gangnam Style was a leader of a foreign oh man, I can't even get it out. You know what I meant. It was a Star Wars joke. But this was our version of combining all the things of just our favorite things of the year. They don't have to be media related. They can be just whatever that we all can relate to. And I tried to run with that this year. I didn't try and choose just TV, movie, books, albums.
Yeah, I tried to be a little bit creative. And as you say that, I already know what your number one is going to be. We can almost start there. I'm going to wager a guess that you and I have the same number one based on what you just said. And that is a Mikey Aaronworth promise.
I am going to tell you you're wrong only because my number one is not. I kind of broke the format. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, Andrew, before we hit record, you're like, well, I actually don't have any honorable mentions because I couched everything in with one another. Like, what is it? Like my top 10 is March 30th of this year when I watched these three things and did this four thing.
The 10 warm hugs of the year. My father. And you're like, wow, and you cried. Yeah,
that wasn't a warm hug.
No,
I saw your dad yesterday.
Did you really?
I did.
And what'd you say to him?
I was in church with him.
Okay.
It's true.
Were you really?
We had a Christmas concert.
A famously religious man, my father. Yeah.
Is he?
No.
No, I know your mom is.
Yeah, my mom was, but my dad dutifully sat next to her every weekend at church.
Well, he sat next to me yesterday.
Yeah, did he?
Yeah. We had a Christmas concert.
Oh, you attended a Christmas concert?
We attended a Christmas concert. I attended every year. You were invited and you didn't show up.
I couldn't. I was working.
Sure. Yeah.
Was I?
No.
Yeah, no, I was.
Okay.
Yeah. But I know. I've heard it's beautiful, and I'm sorry I wasn't there, but I'm sure it was great this year too.
It was fantastic. You know why?
Why?
Because I was sitting next to your dad.
Yeah. When you said we have a Christmas choir, it sounds like you were in the choir together, right? So
I mean, in spite of their attempts, I did make it on stage.
Yeah.
And I did sing a couple songs.
Did you openly hand slap and now you're banned from the concert for 5 years and receiving awards?
Yeah, 100%. Because here's the thing. If you're going to slap someone, slap a Christian. They have to turn the other cheek.
You have to turn the other cheek.
Yeah. And let me tell you something. I ain't talking about the face.
Spins his little butt. Turns his little butt. I just assume it was a male singer. And, okay, so do you...
You okay?
No. I was visualizing a bare bottom in church and I just got all startled. Got hot and bothered.
Memories?
Yeah, memories. Yeah. Yeah, of abuse.
As opposed to memories, which are nowhere to be seen in church.
No, absolutely not. Women? Ugh.
Yeah, break the habit. And that's what I mean. Open up your shirt.
Man, you're on fire right now.
Thank
That's
you very
really
much.
good.
Send me to hell. I'll be on fire there.
Speaking of Catholicism, have you seen the new Knives Out movie?
I haven't yet. Is it good?
I really like it.
I've liked every one so far.
Yeah,
All two of them.
Yeah, both of them. Yeah. And this is now the third. I would say it's just a really enjoyable watch. They just put a cast together. You're like, hey, that guy and that guy.
Yeah.
And even though I think some people are miscast, it is a deeply Catholic movie. Like,
really?
I cannot begin to describe that. Like, the main theme of the movie is Catholicism.
Really?
Yeah, and so this is not on my list. That's the only reason I brought it up.
Sure.
But I thought it was really interesting in the way that they actually made a movie about faith. And they showed both sides. Benoit Blanc, of course, being the skeptic that doesn't believe in. But Josh O'Connor plays a priest in this.
Interesting.
And it's like a two-hander with the two of them. And Josh O'Connor the whole time explains the good side of church. And the whole time you're sitting there going like, well, yeah, that would be the good side. Like forgiveness and love and like a home for people that feel lost and all that kind of stuff. And you're like, yeah. And Benoit Blanc's like, yeah, it's also a vehicle for like violence and, deception and all this kind of stuff. And you're both sitting there going like,
see,
good points.
I consider that the good side of it.
Yeah,
because I need a vehicle for my deception.
Yeah, because corruption is so hard to find in this world today.
It's really difficult. I mean, ever since Biden left office, I just don't know where the corruption is. I'm like, where is he hiding?
Yeah, because that swamp is empty.
That swamp
can't see it. Can't hide in the swamp anymore.
That's it. Where are you hiding now?
Yeah.
The White House? I mean,
well,
come on.
Come on.
Oh, is that what the swamp is? That's what the swamp was? It's not a literal swamp?
No, then we're going down to Florida.
They're not going down to Florida?
Well, in a certain way.
They're kind of going down to Florida.
In a certain way, they are draining some of the more precious environmental areas. Literally? Oh, it was literal?
Oh, it was literal. That was literal.
Okay.
The levees were not fixed. Okay.
Well, in a certain way, I have to give you credit for following up on your promise to hurt the environment. Congratulations. You did it. We voted for it.
No, I haven't seen that movie. I liked the first two Knives Outs. I will see it. I have a lot of movies to catch up on in spite of this is what I wanted to say before I hit record, and then we stopped each other and we said, don't waste content because that's not what we're friends for. We have to record this shit. I thought this year was superb. I think in terms of TV, movies, video games, maybe not music so much.
Yeah, actually, I agree with you.
But everything else, I had a really hard time whittling this down to 10 things.
Yeah, there was a lot of really good stuff that came out this year. And I think there's a lot of reasons for that. If you're thinking about visual medium stuff, it's because, the actor strikes kind of stunted everything. And then a bunch of stuff, like a glut of stuff all came out. Also, we're still dealing with post-COVID stuff and, whatever. And so we're seeing a lot of stuff that came out that was really good. Video games, you've been talking about it. Every time we got on this mic this year, you said this is a good year for video games.
I think this is one of the best years for video games I've ever experienced. It's really, really good. And, because what's funny is typically when we do these top 10 lists, I have one or two games, maybe two or three is probably more accurate. But even then, it's kind of let me put some placeholders because the games have just been they've been good. I shouldn't say there have been some good years in games. I'm thinking we had Elden Ring and Tears of the Kingdom, Baldur's Gate. There were a few really good years out there, but this one for some reason, in terms of games that I love, has been second to none. A lot of good indie games, a lot of good bite-sized games, some returns to form from some of my favorite franchises, some of which we'll get into when we start getting into our top 10s. But I loved this year in terms of media. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, and I think what's tough is that this list, especially if there is a con to doing a list like this, is that it only really appreciates the top end of stuff.
Yeah.
And it doesn't show that the general, the amount, the volume.
I think that's more what it is.
Yeah.
There were a lot of titles that came up regardless of medium or across all mediums where I was like, that was awesome. It's not going to be in my top 10. I'm not even going to think about that on my top 10, but I really liked that.
Yeah.
That was I think you're right. The median level of quality across the board was pretty solid this year.
See, that's awesome. Yeah, and I agree with you. And I think it shows up in a bunch of stuff that we're going to list off in a bit here too, because it's just also cross-genre. it wasn't like it was a specifically good year for any one thing. It was just a good year in general to, watch TV or, whatever. I agree with you. The music thing, the music for the first year, I think ever has not, I don't have an album on my list.
It's funny because infamously, I mean, everyone's kind of still talking about it, which is almost embarrassing because get over it. Yeah. But a couple years ago, my top thing of the year was Orville Peck's new album, Bronco.
Yeah.
People just won't shut up about how I chose that one. And
Vega from Street Fighter.
Vega from Street Fighter himself. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
The Spanish bullfighter, aka Toronto country star.
Yeah. I know that guy.
Wow, I just said Toronto.
Yeah,
why did I do
weird,
that? That was weird.
Yeah,
it's Toronto.
It's Toronto.
But yeah, he has an album. I've listened to it a few times. It's good. It hasn't grown on me yet, but I feel it. It didn't make my list, which was a little bit of a disappointment. Not saying it's bad, but it just, in general, music releases. I also have just been going back to the well on music. I've been kind of like settling in, like putting on an old pair of pants, listening to some old goodies.
Yeah. Sure. Old Goodies is like an album by the Rolling Stones or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. I agree with you. If I was going to name an album, and now I'm just kind of, I guess this would have been an honorable mention. I just didn't want to be the 1 millionth guy that kind of looks like me to go like, have you heard the new Geese album? And then they're like, yeah, man. I'm like, it's good. And they're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It is good. But also, yeah, I kind of look like I work for Pitchfork. So like, I don't want to be like, oh, you wouldn't believe it. This bald guy,
Is Pitchfork still around?
I'm sure it is. Yeah. I don't go to that website for reviews, even though I'm sure it does review.
What do you go there for? If not reviews, then what?
The ads.
Oh, the ads are good.
The ads are good.
Oh, the ads are good.
Yeah.
I think it's the tracking
I'll start
cookies.
number 10, ads.
Oh, number 10 ads all year round. I like the AI ads that it's just kind of like a generic looking human with a stethoscope and you're like, that was definitely ChatGPT'd in 3.5 seconds.
I love that every time they do threaten, like Coca-Cola is like, we put out a new ad and it's all AI.
Yeah.
We're so excited about this. Take a look. And everyone's like, we hate it. And they're like, it's gone. You're never going to see it again. And it's just like, they keep testing us going like, you ready now?
But you know what's funny is like corporate leadership is before AI acted like AI. Yeah. Where they're like, here's a thing. You're going to love it. Yeah. We're like, we hate it. You're like, great. Like you said, never going to see it again.
Yeah.
So that combined with AI giving it its own, that kind of like feedback back to itself is just a bad loop to deal with.
I know this is like niche, but like I swear to God, AI has been designed off of the Apple presentations they give every year.
Oh,
where it's always like the department head of hey everybody, welcome. We've got so many things. We're really excited about
this. It's a keynote speaker.
It is just it's all one tone.
Yeah.
It is creepy. Yeah.
I think it's more like the Nintendo ones that feel the need to over explain. Like I remember when Mario Golf was being announced in the new one a couple years ago. And rather than being like, guys, it's Mario Golf, you know it, you love it. They're like, press A to start your swing. Press B to finish the swing. Get under par for a lower score. And you're like, wait a second. Are you explaining golf to me? I don't think that's necessary in a keynote. You're treating me like I'm a fucking kid.
Explain how Mario plays golf, not like golf as a concept.
Yeah. Avoid the tornadoes.
Yeah.
I guess they probably did say that. But
the Golden Bear, Jack Nicklaus. And you're like, what the hell? What's going on? Huh? Is he in the thing? Man, if a Golden Bear was in that game, it's pretty good. And then a tiger. And that'd be pretty good.
What about like a Mario or like a Smash Bros, but for arcade golf?
Oh, that's kind of fun.
So, okay, let's go through this.
Yeah, let's work on this.
What would Dustin Johnson be represented by?
A bag of cocaine. No. So I'm getting no on that one?
And I think we can say this at the same time. Rory McIlroy. 3, 2, 1. Leprechaun. No? Okay, all right. I guess not.
I was going to say a Guinness soda. Like that. A can of Guinness.
A pint glass of Guinness.
I know.
It keeps like pouring.
Just jostling over. What else?
What else? What other races play golf? What can we do here?
No, give us a second. We'll get there.
Tell me, Andrew, because I know you actually, before we started recording, you guys, I don't want them to peek too hard behind the curtain, but this was a bit that we had planned on doing. And you had some good ideas about Morikawa. Why don't you give those one?
Yes. Colin Morikawa. I got one. It's
no, Andrew, you weren't supposed to say.
No, okay, wait a second. Come on, I didn't even say anything.
Andrew, that's just bad.
Yeah, he did yell at the media this year, like he was a real dickhead to them. So I was trying to think of some kind of like microphone.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Usually he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's pretty even keel. So I don't know. I don't know what happened. That
golf's weird.
Golf's
in a weird
golf's
state.
a weird sport.
It's a really weird state.
Yeah,
Except for Liv. Liv's pretty good.
Liv's saving it.
Liv
is saving.
Live for life is what I always say.
Yeah, it is so funny. Liv is immediately going back to like everything. They're like it's not 72 holes. It's what is it? 36, 40. What is it? 54 holes.
Yeah.
And they're like, and we shotgun starts, and you're allowed to play in shorts, and it's like all this kind of stuff. And they've changed everything. They're going back to just PGA golf this year.
Really? Well, didn't they merge back together as?
Well, yeah, but they're technically not.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is like it's like a lot of things where like I will be talking about the Paramount Netflix. Combination, and it's like a lot of things where it's like that's not going to happen tomorrow, guys. Like it's in 5 years when the lawyers are done with everything.
Yeah.
But no,
it was like the Activision Blizzard thing where it like was when it was announced, you're like, oh, it's done. You're like, no, it's going to take 4 years of arbitration and all that.
Yes,
good shit.
they're going to drag it out and stuff. So,
speaking of dragging out, we've been dragging out this intro. Do you want to get to our top 10?
I would love to. Now, who wants to go first?
I want you to go first.
You want me to go first?
Because I'm nervous that we may have very different lists based on.
I think we do.
Okay, all right, let's go see.
But that's good.
No, it's good, but I mean different in terms of concept, not content.
We've done this. Was this our 5th time doing this?
Yeah,
at least.
Yeah.
So I think we've got this down at this point.
I think so.
Okay. So here of my 10 favorite things this year.
Yeah.
Number 10 is John Cena's retirement tour.
Oh, wow, that's great.
So John Cena, if you don't know this, just wrestled his last match recently, December.
Yeah.
So, and early in the year, he said, I'm going to retire at the end of the year. You have me for this many more days.
Yeah.
This is what's going to happen. It's fun for a lot of reasons. I'll briefly explain what happens. I am going to spoil his last match. I don't think this matters.
If you have any form of social media, you have seen exactly what happens.
Exactly. So the fun part about this was he was kind of about a year ago. He's like, I'm getting older.
Yep.
I want to retire. And so for the course of the year, he would pop in for pay-per-views. He turned heel at one point, which is becoming a villain in wrestling. He wrestled his.
I thought that meant he rolled his ankle.
It turned heel.
Yeah, turned it the wrong way.
He wrestled all his favorite.
Kurt Angle turned everyone into a heel.
That's true. Yeah, with his ankle lock. Yeah, that's really good. He wrestled all his favorite people, Roman Reigns and LA Knight and AJ Styles and Randy Orton and stuff like that. And what is fun about this is that
the Chinese government.
He wrestled the Chinese government.
Yeah.
No, he's pretty good friends with the Chinese government.
Well, not after his.
No, but then he was good with it because then he very
apologized.
He learned Cantonese. He did the whole thing with the ice cream.
Yes.
And everyone's very happy with it. Bing chilling. I will think about that for the rest of my life. It's his blank face as he said, like, bing chilling. What is kind of fun about this is that, like a lot of combat sports, you don't retire.
Yeah.
You just keep going until you can't go anymore. And the most important part is on your last match, if it's with the promotion or with whatever, is you go on your back.
Yep.
This is not that. This is a man that is going like, I'm getting old. I can't do this forever. I want you to remember this the way it is. And much like the character he plays or a superhero or an idea, you don't die. You just stay like that forever, right? And even though the gong of the Undertaker's theme song comes down and he kind of like starts looking down, it still gives you chills.
Sure.
He's not the same guy. He's a little saggy now and whatever, but it still gives you chills. John Cena tried to change that. And I think there's something really cool about it because it's kind of just a metaphor for like life and death. Yeah. Where he goes into his last match, his whole expression is never give up. And of course, what is he going to do? He's got to tap in his final match. And almost like he, try to hulks up and tries to get really excited and just kind of slowly stops. And then in the weirdest and kind of most beautiful part, he smiles a little bit and then almost just dies and lets himself tap out. He leaves his Skechers in the middle of the ring, which was very weird, but like it's a tradition. You leave your boots in the ring. Yep. But it's just funny when they're Skechers. And and walks out and gave it one more second.
If it was Heelys.
That's what I thought. I thought if you're like Reebok pumps like you used to. I thought that would be pretty sick. Like some like priceless ones. But I think it's just a really beautiful thing in a world that doesn't give us very many beautiful goodbyes. It gives us an actual one, and that's pretty cool.
So I wanted to ask you when you brought this up, and even if you hadn't brought it up, I wanted to get your opinion because I'm not. Like, I used to love wrestling. You know that. We used to love wrestling. I loved it until you and my brother beat the memory of wrestling out of my skull. You would practice razor's edges on me. You would put me through tables and chairs a lot. This was post it being illegal in the WWF. You guys were still doing it to me.
100%.
But I wanted to get your opinion because
not illegal to us.
No,
it's still real to me, brother.
Because I don't watch modern wrestling anymore. I'm aware of it in my on my peripheries, but I was obviously well aware of the John Cena thing because that took over social media. The way that it went down before I heard the commentary, I saw the video and I was like, that's cool. That's different. Him tapping, the smile is very intentional. Yeah. And then the discourse around it was, that was terrible. They made him do it and he didn't want to. The smile was him saying, fuck you to the WWE. I don't believe that at all. Yeah. I think this was very much his idea. Right. And love it or hate it, it has everybody talking about it. And isn't that what wrestling is supposed to do?
Yeah, that's exactly what I would agree with completely. This is the point. The reason you lose your last match is that you can, empower the next person with all the good grace that you had to pass along to the next person. And if you want to know if this was the right thing or not, the guy he lost to, his name's Gunther. Mm-hmm. He is a big, scary monster and kind of like militaristic and Austrian, which that's don't need to paint that too hard. There you go. Pretty scary. And the next day he came out, and every time he even tried to speak, they booed him like into deafness. And if you think it was the wrong move, watch that. That's exactly what you 100%. Want out of this. Yeah. This guy can do it forever. And oh my God, Mikey, you would have loved it. This guy clearly is very funny because he even did the "you can't see me" at the end. He goes, "You can't see," and he kind of goes, "It's okay." And I was like, the little we're just joking.
That's so funny.
Killed me. That's so funny. Died. Yeah. So it is absolutely the right decision. I think people that don't think it was are acting out of emotion, which, to be honest, perfect. That's what it is. That's the point.
The thing that bothers me, though, is it's when people act out of emotion and don't recognize that was the point, that they're like, then it's bad because I'm upset about it. And that means it's a bad choice. It's like, no. Them getting you upset is part of the game. Yeah. That's part of the game.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be fun all the time. Like, you're telling me the kid who had their parents pay like extra money to be there at the show isn't going to tell that story for the rest of their fucking life?
100%.
That's like, it's so memorable. And I say this as a non-wrestling fan, so whatever. It's just when I hear people talk about it that way, it's like, I don't think they realize that they're still part of the story just by saying they're pissed off about it.
Oh no, I completely agree with you. I think the only way you go out is on your back, and the idea that John Cena had to be convinced of it. He's such a historian about this kind of stuff too. That's the way he'd want to go. He wouldn't be like, and I gotta win. He's not Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan's like, hey dude, I'm winning.
Yes, exactly.
For fuck you guys.
Exactly.
So no, I don't believe that. That's my 10th favorite thing of the year. I thought it was awesome.
I love it. Okay, I'm gonna go for my 10th favorite thing of the year. Yeah. Similar to you, I went for more of like an ethereal concept from the year. My number 10 favorite thing from this year: Ice Cube's performance in War of the Worlds, the movie. What the fuck? I'm joking. That's not actually it. That's a fake one. Obviously not that. The 30 seconds that he went at the studio to record it. My 10th favorite thing of the year is the movie Black Bag.
Oh, wow. Okay, awesome. Black Bag.
Black Bag. What more can I say
Black Bag.
From Black Bag? I went to see this movie in theaters alone, and the entire time was riveted. It was exactly what I wanted it to be. I think it was an hour and a half, perfect amount of time, an incredibly complex story, proving that you don't need to be 2.5 hours long to tell a good story. Michael Fassbender, fantastic acting. Kate Blanchett, maybe the most attracted to her I've ever been in my life. Also, very good performance. But just, I think the movie itself was so sexy and so like, it harkened back to this era of, you talk about the Knives Out of it all, which are kind of trying to be that like spy mystery sort of thing. Maybe not spy as much, but like that sexy espionage tale, I think, is one that works really well, but doesn't get told as frequently as it used to. And I think Black Bag just came and knocked it out of the park. Soderbergh had a great year, all things said. And Black Bag was I saw it early on, and it stuck with me for the rest of the year.
That's awesome. Black Bag, great movie. Great movie. Soderbergh, what a prolific director, eh? You retired a couple years ago, and now, making more movies than anybody else.
Do you think Cena will ever be back in the ring?
No, it's so funny. So like I said, no one retires.
Yeah.
Everyone always comes back. And so I heard an interview with John Cena, I think it was with Bill Simmons, and he was saying like, you'll be back. And he's like, all I can do is just say, watch me. Like, I can't convince you. All you can do is just every day that it goes by and I'm not on television.
See,
you got to think that I got closer to holding up my word.
Speaking of, as a different aside, fake retirements happen all the time in the world of boxing.
Yeah.
Terrence Crawford recently said that he retired.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think he'll be back?
I don't know. They have talked about for years that he's wanted to retire.
Yeah.
So like that wouldn't shock me. He did just come off his biggest win of all time. So who knows? Because the Saudi money that is out there right now, you're like, hey dude, you can wrestle a bear for like, $100 million. Like, $100 million.
You never know.
Pretty good. Yeah. I don't know. I would say I would, if I had to take odds right now, I would take John Cena over Terrence Crawford staying retired.
Yeah, I think I would agree.
Yeah.
Although, but in the world of boxing specifically, he's the guy I kind of trust most to stick to his word because he's stay in one division.
Yeah.
Everyone's got to come to me. It's got to be like I'd love to see him back, but I also think it would be really cool if he actually stuck to his word on this one.
It would be very cool to have somebody actually retire, especially with the record he's got. Okay, that's your number 10.
That's my number 10.
My number 9 is going to be Ashley Padilla's run as a feature player on SNL.
Oh,
Ashley Padilla, if you do not know, is
I don't. Enlighten me.
She's a redheaded woman that has been featured. She was hired on SNL 50.
Say less. Okay. All right.
Every performance, you're like, but is she attractive? Let me just tell you, sure. I don't know. Everyone's got different tastes. Is that she was hired in SNL 50. This is 51. She's still a featured player. And she is one of the most prominently used characters on the show.
Oh.
She's just that perfect every person kind of character. I would honestly say, and I know this is like blasphemy, I think she's like the next Kristen Wiig.
Oh, yeah.
I think in the way that she is just both can play every character. Like you can imagine her as a cashier. You can imagine her as a movie star. You can imagine her as like, it is that level.
I'm going to look her up. What did you say her name was? I'm sure I know who you're talking
Ashley
about.
Padilla, Padilla. From the surprise sketch where she cannot stop farting every time that she's surprised.
Yes, I absolutely know her, yeah.
Or two people who just hooked up during the government shutdown. I thought that sketch was really good. Or the haircut, which is a line now my wife and I say all the time where she gets this horrible haircut and everyone is like, oh my God. And she's like, yep. And she kept going, I like it. And it's like, and it just, every time something horrible happens, like, I like it. Like every time you fuck up a meal, but I like it. Like, oh man, she is so good. And I just imagine the future is very bright for her. And every time, it's kind of like wrestling. I'm not an every day, every minute SNL sketch, but I try and catch them all on the next day. On
you
social
do watch
medias.
it more than I think anyone I know,
Well,
which isn't saying a ton because I don't know a ton of people who watch it, but you keep up with it and always have.
Yeah.
Where does this season rank relative to other seasons?
that's
Are we on an
funny.
upswing or a downswing?
No, I would say it's somewhere in the middle. There are
Right where Malcolm usually is.
Yeah, Malcolm, who's coming back. Malcolm in the middle.
X?
No, Malcolm X.
Oh, because that's what I'm talking about.
No, you're talking about Malcolm X was in the middle.
Yeah, of like the Black Panthers and like all the
He's getting
he's
into it.
Yeah, he's in the middle of it.
Yeah.
What were you talking about? What's coming
I was
back?
talking about Malcolm in the Middle, the Frankie Muniz
X,
show.
right in the middle of the Black
No,
Panther.
stop saying X. Is that Bryan Cranston?
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad, perfect.
Yeah, he was also in that the anthology series Electric Dreams, based on all the stories of Philip K. Dick.
Sure, I believe you. He was also in a show called Malcolm in the Middle, don't say X. And Frankie Muniz was the middle child character.
Oh, liar. A big fat liar.
Big Fat Liar. Yes, that's
Paul
a movie.
Giamatti,
He was
Amanda
the
Bynes.
actor. Okay, perfect. So he kind of was in a TV show. They're doing a redo of it for some reason, and most of the cast is back.
Is Denzel Washington coming back or no?
I don't think so.
No?
Don't think so. Do you want to hear something interesting about the Malcolm X Denzel Washington character?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, sure. The glasses he wore in the movie.
Yeah.
So they go back into a prop department and whatever. And there was a character on a TV show that was like, I think I should wear glasses before the pilot. And they put him in glasses like, oh, perfect. This makes you actually look schlubby and stupid. And his George Costanza's glasses are Malcolm X's.
No way.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Isn't that crazy? The glasses that make him look so dignified on Denzel Washington.
I was going to say.
I know. Make George Costanza look homely and look.
That
like
is
he's
so
32.
funny.
And everyone's like, he's 45, right? You're like, no.
Here's the thing. Do we think he looks 45 because we saw him when we were kids, or does he actually look 45?
Well, I was going to say, you're older than George Costanza.
I know, but I don't feel like if I look in a mirror, I don't feel like I look older than George Costanza.
I agree with you, but I also don't think
Thank you so much. I work hard for it.
I don't know. And I think that's part of it, though. But I'm
Did
saying
I work hard for it?
No, I think we all do. George Costanza is not an isolated thing. Look at the cast of Cheers. They were all 30.
Yeah.
And they're like, they look like my parents. Still.
Yes.
So I just think we are just looking younger because
I think so.
For a lot of reasons,
We take better care of ourselves.
We discover retinol.
I use retinol.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah, you don't? Gotta get on that. Tell me you put on sunscreen every day, right?
Yeah, I put on sunscreen every day.
You're lying to me.
Not with this dome I got. I gotta put on sunscreen. It's every time I get in the sun, it's like, what's going on? And I'm like, dude, we haven't had hair for like 10 years.
Chill.
Like, we know what's going on.
So Ashley Padilla, her run on SNL is your number 9
awesome,
favorite.
awesome.
My number 9 is going to be it's funny because I have this list and
what are you making it up as you go?
No, I'm not, but I just see everything. Okay, my number 9 is going to be with a bullet, The Rehearsal season 2.
I knew you were going to say that, so it's not on my list, but yes.
It's tough because I almost wanted to put it higher simply because the last episode of the season is one of my favorite episodes of television ever. I think it wraps up not only the second season, but puts in like an accent or a highlight on the first season as well. My dog's going nuts. She wanted the rehearsal up higher on my list. I think the rehearsal season 2 was some of the best, most interesting, most creative television that I've seen in my whole life.
Right.
Yeah. It's as close to, like, you know, my love of Andy Kaufman. I love him. I think it's always interesting to watch an artist and you don't know whether the joke is just a joke or if it's a joke on the person they're speaking with or if it's a joke on you as the viewer. And I feel like the rehearsal is often calling into question, like, what side you're on, what side Nathan Fielder is on, what side the people, like, is he making fun of people or is he making fun of himself or is he making fun of you for being complicit in the story that he's telling? And all of it feels kind of gross to watch and exciting and voyeuristic in a way that I don't think I get even in, like, the strangest of reality TV. It feels like we're peeking in on someone's life against their will almost, even though they're all, you know, signing a release. I can't help but feel so anxious. Like you saw the full season, right?
Yeah.
In the last episode, I don't want to ruin it because if you haven't seen it, you should definitely go watch it.
You should.
But that last episode, when they set up the premise for what it's going to be, and then it goes back 3 years into the past in anticipation of what this is, and you start to realize the path that it took to get from season 1 to season 2 checked all of these boxes that seemed incredibly inconsequential and yet somehow drew a line that connected season 1 to season 2 in a way that feels impossible.
Yeah.
And yet entirely orchestrated by Nathan Fielder in a way that I just can't fathom unless he's playing 4D chess.
Yeah.
4D chess. Speaking of Kate Blanchett.
Hey, wow.
Oh, fuck me. I wasn't even happy about that one. Anyway, the rehearsal season 2 is fucking great. Jesus Christ, my number 9.
I thought it was going to be hard for you too because you spoke so highly of it. I know how much you enjoyed it, how much impacted you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it should be. It was a great show, but also a good year. So
I think it speaks to how good this year was because I keep finding every time I tried to get it higher, I'm bumping up against some really intense, very memorable shit.
No, I can't say I blame you because I also have TV. TV is one of my next ones. 8. I bought a new TV. No, number 8. Also an HBO show. I'm going to say Task. I really liked Task. Brad Inglesby, who wrote Mayor of Easttown, wrote this. Also in Pennsylvania. Maybe it's going to be across universe. That would be amazing.
That'd be cool.
Actually, but it is coming back for a second season. Which
Mayor of
also
Easttown is.
Task.
Oh,
which also I was like,
what?
Huh. All right. Mark Ruffalo's coming back. So I don't know. Yeah. It's just one of these things where like what Brad Inglesby does really well. And clearly the cast, I saw like a cute little like TikTok with them and they were all like, so what brought you on the project? They're like, Brad.
Yeah.
Like almost every single person
Amazing.
was like, his scripts are incredible. I want to do it. And that's where you can get all these like incredible actors and even these small parts. And it's in short, it's just kind of like a two-hander where there's like a crime side of it and a justice side of it. And a cop is pursuing a criminal and they meet to a head at the end.
Like Heat.
Like a lot of things, you know what I mean? Like they're not rewriting a book here.
Yeah.
This is a very played out trope, but at the same time, they find some new stuff in it. Mark Ruffalo is a former priest that is kind of like a sidelined FBI agent because he used to help them with just like praying for people and like going in there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then he becomes an agent. His family has a very unique set of circumstances. But a line inside of it that really kind of broke me and I thought was like one of the better like emotional parts of the thing. And Mark Ruffalo is just a very good actor.
Yeah.
Was that his son is in jail for something that happened inside the family. And when he says a line earlier in the season about being a priest, he goes, I don't give forgiveness. That's not my job.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Right.
you know, I prepare you to be forgiven by God.
Yeah.
And so that whole thing, but at the end, when he is allowing his son or he's pleading with the judge for the son to come home because of the crimes and things like that, he looks at his son and goes, I love you. I forgive you. Please come home. I was just like, oh my God. Like just like a puddle on the couch. And I'm like, the show was really good. I know they're going to do more. That scares me a little bit. But as a contained season of television, I just think it's just about as good as it can get for, I would say, a broad audience. There is a little bit of action. There's a little bit of comedy. There's a little bit of whatever. It's just a kind of a TV show. And it was really good.
That's my problem with it. I loved it. And you and I have kind of talked about this sort of like we kind of like played around with the idea of like where I was at certain episodes. I think I would have liked it to try to be more itself instead of something for everyone. when it goes heartfelt and family, that show between the script and the acting and the and the concept itself is just brilliant. There's not a bad character in the show. When it goes to the action, it becomes borderline melodramatic, and the choices the characters make are flat out stupid. And it goes from being so realistic and believable to, I can't imagine how this is actually happening, and then let's just pick up the pieces. And it felt oftentimes to me like it was two different shows. And because of that, because it kept taking me out of it with that, the more action focused episodes or segments, at least, I found it really hard to get like back. I felt like I had whiplash still from like the annoyance of those parts. But that said, it was still great. I don't regret watching it in any capacity. I understand why it's so high on a lot of people's lists this year of some of their favorite content. And if for no other reason, watch it for the acting, because the acting is stellar.
Tom Pelphrey's so good in it. Amelia Jones, who now is in a bunch of stuff, who plays the daughter Maeve in it, is really good. The whole thing is good. And then there's some moments are really scary too, like because there's mob stuff in it too. I really liked it. So yeah, second season coming back now too. So that's good. So that's my number 8 is Task.
My number 8 is kind of a play on your number 10, because it's featuring a lovely little ally of the Chinese government, John Cena. It is Peacemaker Season 2.
Oh, yeah. Okay, great.
Peacemaker Season 2, I don't know why it hit me in the best way possible. I could not wait for every episode of this show. I can't remember the last time I was so stoked for the release of it. Maybe Better Call Saul the last season was the last time. Week by week, I was like, I can't wait for it. Severance Season 2 is pretty good for that as well.
I was going to say, is that on yours?
Is it not?
Uh-oh.
It's not.
Sorry, rehearsal. Fuck off.
Severance Season 2 is not, regardless.
We'll talk about it.
I'm sure we will. Yeah.
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay. Honorable mention. Maybe.
Yeah, honorable mention.
No, but Peacemaker, I love, the growth of John Cena as an actor is kind of mind-boggling. Especially when, they cut into scenes from Suicide Squad, the James Gunn Suicide Squad, and it shows John Cena as Peacemaker in that movie. And even in season 1, some of the flashbacks, you realize how much worse of an actor he was, or how much more green he was as an actor. Yeah. Season 2, he's asked to pull so much more weight. I love the concept of a character who is just trying his best and is kind of fucking things up and is at his heart a good person, but his way of lashing out is by doing bad things. The love and friendship that he has garnered by the people around him is very heartwarming. Not to mention, it's fucking hilarious. I know the James Gunn of it all is going to get stale. It's not quite there for me yet. Sure. It's getting there, but I think Peacemaker itself is enough to kind of like maintain that formula in a way where I'm still keeping my interest. I think I cried in most episodes.
Wow.
And laughed hard in most episodes. I loved everything about Peacemaker Season 2.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. Peacemaker Season 2, yeah. And it's the ending. It's the finale.
That's maybe the bad thing about it.
Yeah.
Knowing that knowing there's not going to be a Season 3 and knowing how they ended Season 2 on not even a cliffhanger, just a non-ending. I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah. We talked about this on an episode sometime at some point this year, when after the finale of Peacemaker.
Yeah.
And there are insinuations where there's going to be new TV shows that are following this.
Yeah.
There's not going to be called Peacemaker, I guess. But yeah. So that's great. Yeah, I agree with you. John Cena, man. Pretty good actor.
Really good.
Really good.
Really good.
Who saw that coming? Number 7. Okay. It's a little hard to explain. This is a show called Jack Tucker by the comedian Zach Zucker. He is mostly on TikTok, but it was also an off-Broadway show. Jack Tucker is a maniacal, sweaty, slick back hair, and a wildly oversized suit.
Oh, and I know this guy. I know who you're talking about.
It is one of my favorite pieces of like comedian art, like commedia dell'arte. Like it is both aggressive, but is also maniacal. And it mostly features this guy on stage who is kind of emceeing this whole thing. And then a producer who's on a mic, and he is clearly playing sound effects on like a keyboard or something like that. And both the stuff that is rehearsed, and so when it goes well and it's timed well, it's really funny. But there's also a lot of improving and riffing. And so when he's able to like do it correctly together, it's funny when it works, and it's really funny when it doesn't.
Yeah.
And it's just perfect. And it's also maniacal. Like there is a guy that's on roller skates that'll come out, eat shit, and then he's just like, what the hell? Whatever. the funny part is he tests the audience patience with how much he can push on things. Like it's between singing the whole Family Guy theme song all together, or when he tells everyone, "I'm so sorry, I have bad news bears," rawr. And he'll do that, and then everyone will laugh, and he goes, "No, seriously, I don't mean to be bad news bears." Rawr. And then it gets a little bit less, and a little bit less, and a little bit less, and then a little bit more, and a little bit more as people come back out.
Yeah.
And the confidence that Zach Zucker has in this Jack Tucker character as he holds people's hands to frustrate them, but also it is so maniacally funny. And I
So
love
is it a show or is it?
It's a character he puts on that he does stand-up with, but it's also a one-man theater act that they put together a show that will change every
So where
night.
do you watch it?
You can watch it online, but you can also see him live.
Oh, okay,
So
okay,
he
okay.
did a run off-Broadway in New York this year, and then he's also done festivals and things like that as well.
Okay.
And it
Because I've
is-
seen him only in, I think, TikTok clips. And I
Which-
didn't even know his name. It's just the way you describe him. I'm like,
Yeah.
I definitely know that
100%.
guy.
I would go look up Zach Zucker as a TikTok actor, as a YouTube and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and go find it. I just find it to be the funniest thing I've seen this year as a stand-up or as a theater piece, and I love it more than anything. So
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay,
it
cool.
is so
That's a good
good.
recommendation. I'm definitely going to look into that because I do. It sounds almost Eric Andre-esque in a way. I'm a little resistant to how common the trash variety show or like trash late night show concept is right now. There are a lot of people who do it and they borrow from the Tom Greens, the Eric
Chris
Andres,
Gethard's,
Chris Gethard as well. And it's just, unless they're doing something new, I'm just I worry that they're just borrowing from.
Oh,
from the other
100%.
stuff.
This isn't a talk show. It is just a one-man show.
Yeah.
There's no desk, there's no, whatever.
There's no desk.
No, I don't think there's.
I'm not into it. I need a desk.
You need
That's
a
the
desk.
thing. Yeah. What are you gonna like ground yourself with?
Right. Is that your like Inception type tool? Where
Yeah.
you're like, oh, desk. Okay, good.
I have
I'm
to,
in the real world.
Every time I enter someone's dreams, I need to bring a desk with me.
Bring it back, boys. Bring it back. Yeah, right here is good.
yeah.
You're like, it's a gunfire. He's like, okay, almost. Taking the rug off of it.
I watched Inception again this year.
Yeah.
It was worth it. It was fun.
Yeah, you liked
It's
it?
fun. I was worried it really wasn't going to hold up. And I think because I was so worried that would be the case, it held up pretty well.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it's
Set
good.
your expectations low. You can always overpass them.
It's what I always say before sex.
Lower.
Lower.
Oh, God, no.
Lower. My number 7.
Oh, God, we're on 7.
We are on number 7.
Jesus.
Don't worry. We'll get there.
Yeah.
My number 7 is something near and dear to my heart, something that I didn't actually for sure know that I was going to be talking about this year, but now I do.
Your nipple ring.
Is my nipple ring. It's the way that it hurt in a good way.
Yeah.
That's the thing that really got me, that I didn't expect, was how much I enjoyed the pain.
If I had a nipple ring, I would not stop doing.
I would never stop with that.
I would never
That's
stop.
why I got a Prince Arnold instead.
Yeah.
My number 7 is the treatment of underage women in the movie the show Landman. I just think it's done tastefully in a way that like old men know that high school girls are hot and they can't stop talking about it. And I feel like, why don't we just put that on TV more frequently? And you know what we should do is cast like a 30-year-old actor to play her. And instead of just calling her 18 so that at least it's legal, it's creepy but legal, make her 16 so that it's also illegal. And then just let old men jack off to the idea while Billy Bob Thornton orders a Coors Light and then gets mad that he has to tip for it.
It's a Michelob Ultra. But I've seen every episode of that show.
Jesus Christ.
I've seen, I think we're in 6 episodes of season 2.
That's crazy.
It's an insane show. I'm glad this is your number 7. I really want to talk about this.
It is not my number 7.
Oh, what the hell? I want to talk about Landman.
You
for a
can
while.
talk about Landman after I talk about a game that is actually very near and dear to my heart. A game that I expected to be higher on my list based on what it is, but couldn't make it because I had so many deep-seated frustrations with the way that the game played out. I talked about a lot of them, I think, in our last episode of this podcast that we did a couple months ago, but it's Hollow Knight Silksong.
Okay.
A game that is so close to perfect that all of its issues become Princess and the Pea style, where I cannot do anything but focus on them. I've said this from the inception of this podcast, one of my least favorite things in video games is when it feels like the developers are disrespectful of my time.
Right.
And there's so much in Hollow Knight Silksong that makes you redo things that are not fun, not necessary. You've proven that you can do them. Now you just have to do them again before you get another shot at the boss. Like boss run-ups are really annoying. Even like towards the end game, little cinematics before entering boss arenas, before getting another shot at the boss, and it's like if you die you have to do all of it over again. The cinematic, the boss run up, the this, the that, all those are atrocious, and the only reason I'm focusing on those is because everything else is fucking phenomenal about that game. Hollow Knight Silksong, I don't even know what more to say about it because I'm sure everything that you want to hear about it has been said, and you've heard it already. Hollow Knight Silksong is thank God it finally came out. I beat it. Probably took me about 70 hours, and I will think about it for the rest of my life, both because I loved it and B, because it frustrated the shit. I can't remember the last time a game frustrated me as much as Hollow Knight Silksong.
Wow.
I think my neighbors definitely heard me saying atrocious things in the comfort of my own home. So they shouldn't have been listening.
Right.
So you can't cancel me about what I said.
Yeah.
But to be fair.
Yeah. You have to tell me if you're recording me.
You have to tell me if you're recording me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which are you? Are you recording?
I'm not recording you.
I'm not recording either. You didn't hit record?
Oh, shit. Oh, what the fuck? We're just talking to each other like two people? God, it sucks. So, okay, Hollow Knight Silksong. You know, that's so interesting that it's like in your top 10 favorite things of the year, and you're like, God, I was frustrated by that game.
It's because if those things weren't there, it would be so clearly number one that I had to focus on the negative things to explain why it isn't there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I totally get it. And like also it's showing up in a lot of lists, you know, so I think it's worth talking about, especially because you talked about the Hollow Knight, the first one so much too. All right, my number 6?
Yes.
Number 6 is going to be The Lowdown.
Oh, great. Okay, cool.
Created by Sterling Harjo, who did Reservation Dogs. It's a neo-noir crime dramedy set in Tulsa with, you know, a uniquely local feel, which had the same appeal that Reservation Dogs did. It doesn't glamorize any element of anybody's life.
Yeah.
They tell things, Sterling tells things very much like just like you stumbled upon it.
Yeah.
Yes, in a lot of ways, it's sometimes you kind of go, are these actors? I don't even know some of these people are actors.
Oh my God, yes, 100%.
You know, like, that's what Reservation Dogs was so good about.
Yes.
Like, half of the people are like, I don't even know which ones are actors or which ones not. And then even to get like little, you know, there's so many like guest stars in each episode that like to get Graham Greene at the end was like right before he died too. You're like, man, that is perfect. He nails this one, you know? It's great. Ethan Hawke is a PI and journalist.
How about Ethan Hawke?
Ethan Hawke
He's the fucking
just
man.
do no wrong.
He's the fucking man.
And Ethan Hawke is just a classic guy where like Sterling Harjo had to make another show. He needed a thing. And Ethan Hawke's like, I'll be in your show. He's like, really? And you're like, yeah. You're like, sick.
Yeah.
Ethan Hawke also showed up at the end of Reservation Dogs as one of the characters like missing stepfathers.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Runaway fathers.
Season 2?
Season 4? One of the last episodes. One of the last episodes of the show.
There's 4 seasons of Reservation Dogs?
3 or 4, yeah.
Holy shit, wow.
And he shows up as just one of the things. And I can't begin to tell you the gasp I had when I was like, oh my God, it's Ethan Hawke. Yeah. But he goes, I love the show and I want to make sure you guys like get enough funding and stuff.
That's really cool. That's really
cool.
And so
he plays this really like charming, baffling, but yet brilliant journalist and PI who is struggling to just maintain a normal life, but kind of stumbles upon this big conspiracy, and it's just with a crime family, and there's lots of twists, and like most good things, there's no actual resolution. There's a resolution in the way that, it's a resolution in the way that it's stopped and it's not going to happen again, but the PI doesn't profit off of it or nothing. Life just kind of resets and you start again. And they could make a style of the show forever. It's no different than the Knives Out thing we're talking about. Like,
I was going to compare it to Knives Out.
Like,
very similar. I didn't expect this show, The Lowdown, to be a whodunit or like to have a moment where he's like, oh, like to have a Benoit Blanc.
He
moment.
does, and let me tell you, it's all Agatha Christie, right?
It's great. It's
yeah,
great.
It's like, and it was the butler who hit the door, and then he hit the, you know, whatever, and he does it, and he reads it out, and you start going, oh wow, that was all in front of me, and I didn't notice that.
Yeah,
and it's just really good. It's just very charming. Every episode, it's shot beautifully, and it ends, and you kind of go, I'm really glad I spent time doing that. That was a lot of fun.
It has so many set pieces and moments in that show as well. I think maybe it was 1 or 2 episodes too long. I'll say that about most shows, but even in that, I don't know what you cut, because one of my favorite moments in the season is he has this contentious relationship with his ex-wife.
Yes.
And it's very clear that he's probably the one in the wrong.
Oh, yeah.
And
she seems like an adult.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
And he is what happens when a kid doesn't become it. Like, when just kind of like follows their dreams in a way where then it's not cool anymore. It's like, okay, your dreams aren't paying the bills. Like, oh yeah. 100%. But they have a scene where she comes back to his place and is talking about maybe divorcing or not divorcing because they're not married, but separating with her current partner. And they have this kind of like snow globe moment because it can only exist in the magic of the spell that is created in that one night in the bookstore when they're both the perfect level of drunk. And it's like they're both tiptoeing around it, like they don't want to burst the bubble, and then all of a sudden it's burst and then it's gone forever, and she marries the guy and you're like, oh shit, like it happened. And that's just such a good, heartfelt, heartwarming story that really doesn't have to do with the rest of the plot of the season. But I think Sterling Harjo is really good about that, about showing just like a very human peek into a very slim window that you're peeking through into someone's life that other shows might base an entire season around. But in him, for him, it's just like a portion of an episode, which I think is well done.
I love that moment you're talking about too, because like it's just like you used to hear the thing about like good actors kind of writing, marking out parts of scripts and going like, I can do that with my face. Like, I don't need to say it out loud and stuff like that. And that's just two good actors that don't need to tell like, remember we were 21. Fuck that. Just like, because it's that thing that you always have with people that you were in love with at once. It's like, you were still probably always going to be kind of in love. It's just, you're not together anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
And I just, that was really good. Also, good cast kid. The kid's good.
Yes, very good.
Which is not always true.
Yep.
And then just everybody, you know what I mean? Tracy Letts and Kyle MacLachlan. It's just, man, it's crazy.
So, great show. Great show. Is there going to be a season 2? I think there is.
I hope so, because that could go on just like forever, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, so that's my number 5? Number 6?
That's your number 6. My number 6, I hope this is on your list, but I don't think it's going to be. I'm not sure. It's a movie, and it's one that I've been quoting, I've been thinking about, I've been talking about. It's gotten me to go back and watch other movies in the same ilk. I was nervous when it was announced. I was pleased when I saw it because it lived up to all the expectations. Naked Gun, a return to form for comedies, a return to form for the slapstick, random style comedy without being overbearing. It's just brilliant double entendre joke writing. Silliness abound, doesn't take itself seriously at all, and also pays homage to the original Naked Guns in a way that feels almost as though it was written by the same people who wrote the originals. Leslie Nielsen and Liam Neeson, strangely, apart from just their names, share a lot in common in the way that they portray the Drebins. And I can't say enough good things about it. The only movie this year that I watched twice. If you haven't seen it and you're a fan of comedies, you just have to. I could quote this movie fucking forever.
I completely agree. I echo everything you say. Like it was so good. I was so nervous about it, but man, really funny. I've watched it so many times since then, and it holds up every time. Danny Houston is doing God's work in the way that he's taking it so seriously. And I still think about Pam Anderson, whatever, fat fuck eating spaghetti, whatever her name, and he keeps repeating it over and over again.
Yeah.
And when she's scatting his face of being so interested and intrigued, but like mystified but intrigued, it's so funny. He's like, oh yeah, it's so good. So yeah, if you haven't watched Naked Gun, go do that. Go support comedies. It's really cool that they made it. And I hope they get to make more. So,
that was great. And it's one of the movies that you can watch multiple times because you miss so many jokes because you're laughing from the joke before. Watching it, it was almost like I watched a different movie because I wasn't laughing as much on the original punchline. So I heard the joke that followed it up. Yeah. And I just felt like I was getting so much more out of it. So it's a brilliant movie. So super, super fun. Happy that I have it. That was my number 6.
Awesome. Coming up next will be our top 5 after this break. And welcome back to the Retrograde.
Hi.
We're in the middle of our top 10. We're going to go into the top half here with number 5.
Yes.
My number 5.
Some people call that the top 5.
Sure, but it's half of 10, 5. If there's a top 5, wouldn't the top 5 just be only
Oppenheimer? 5? Jesus fucking Christ. You're going to throw math at me?
Yeah.
We just grabbed another beer.
Famous for math.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying he wasn't a mathematician.
Physics is basically math.
Sure. And most things in life are pretty much physics.
Most things in life are physics.
Probably.
Physics is basically math. Mm-hmm. So most things in life are math.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that why I'm so bad at life?
Yeah, that's probably. Are you bad at math?
Bad at life. And math.
No argument. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, I'm glad admittance is first step here. My number 5. My favorite things.
Is the first step. Yeah. No,
I'm not wrong.
No, you're not. No, you're not wrong.
First step. It's also math. First. There you go. Checkmate. Number 5 is going to be Blank Check's series of the Coen brothers.
Oh, great.
If you don't know about Blank Check, I think I've spoken about them once on this show in the past, or like in this list, in the past, but I thought their Coen brothers series, which has been a daunting series. The Coen brothers have made a lot of movies.
Yeah.
I think they've made 16 movies together and then a few movies apart. Let me tell you, the movies apart, not as good.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy about that. Now, they're also older. Maybe that
True.
a little bit of to do with it as well. But let me just get the Blank Check podcast. It's a podcast hosted by Griffin Newman and David Sims. David Sims is a reviewer for The Atlantic, and Griffin Newman is an actor. And I just think they provide in a very crowded space of movie podcasts, I think they provide a really interesting opinion, and the way that they go about it is both funny because Newman is also like an improviser and things, and David Sims is surprisingly funny for a reviewer for The Atlantic, and they do these series about directors, and so usually the idea is that you get a blank check because you have one success, and then you get to make whatever movie, whatever passion project you want, and some checks varies, maybe. And I just think the Coens is one of their big white whales that are out there. They have a few left that are really like the big ones that people want to do. They're going to do David Weir next year, which is really exciting. Peter Weir, which is really exciting. And so the Coens are one of the big ones. And in the past, they've even done Spielberg, where it's like splitting it into first half Spielberg, we're going to do this year, and then, whatever.
Yeah.
I just thought it was really cool. And also, it's just that the Blank Check podcast is like getting big. Let me show you some of the guests that they had. So usually they have themselves and then a guest,
Andrew gets all choked up when he talks.
Jesus, I'm just so emotional about the Coen brothers. Here's some of the guests that they had just to talk about the Coen brothers movies. John Hodgman for Raising Arizona, Ari Aster for Miller's Crossing, Mike Mitchell and Nick Weiger of the Doughboys for Hudsucky Proxer, Zach Krager for Fargo, Seth Rogen for The Big Lebowski, Leslie Headland for No Country for Old Men, Mark Maron talked about A Serious Man, Stavros Halkias was True Grit, Rachel Ziegler was Inside Llewyn Davis, and Paul Scheer and Jason Mantzoukas for The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. If you like any of these people, I would give it a shot. And you like movies. You have to like movies. You kind of really have to like movies because these episodes are also daunting. They've kind of set up this weird thing where it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna it has to be
longer than the movie itself. Typically. Yeah.
They've done this thing now where, and like also the bigger the movie, the more it's like, we're really
yeah.
And which is also leads to natural humor because David Sims has like 3 kids at home. He's like, I do not want to be here. Let's go. Hurry it up. And the guests are like needling him.
Yeah.
So good. It's so much fun. Each guest brings its own thing into a new episode. So every episode is that movie. So if you just like that movie, you only seen one of the series or something like that. Now the Coen brothers, you should have probably kind of seen most of them or all of them. So I would recommend
if you haven't, you're so fucking lucky.
You get to watch these really cool movies.
Jesus Christ.
And so at the end, they usually rank them based on their own opinions about how they've now seen them again, and this on their own personal rankings. And sometimes they change because they just saw them again for the first time in a long time. And it is so fun because, of the whatever 16 movies I said or something like that, 16 to 15, you're like, well, that's not that bad.
They're all good. They're all good.
Crazy.
What is your favorite Coen Brothers movie?
I would probably say Barton Fink.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Not
mine.
We all know what yours is. You talk about Inside Llewyn Davis a lot.
Is that it? Not my favorite. Is that really it?
I actually wrote down their rankings.
Oh, yeah.
Just in case you wanted to do this. Because 16 with a Bullet, I think everyone is going to have Lady Killers. Lady Killers, not a great movie.
I didn't even know that was them.
Yeah. So Griffin is Lady Killers, Intolerable Cruelty. I'm doing this in order here, okay? Blood Simple, Ballad of Buster Scruggs. Here we go. Now this is kind of like movies that are
even
good.
Ballad of Buster Scruggs is good.
Yeah. True Grit, Raising Arizona, Miller's Crossing, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Oh Brother, Where Art Thou was like 11.
Fuck, that's crazy.
I know. Man Who Wasn't There, Burn After Reading, Big Lebowski, Barton Fink, Hail Caesar, Hudsucker Proxy, No Country for Old Men, A Serious Man, Fargo, and Inside Llewyn Davis at number 1. There you go. And David's is Lady Killer, Burn After Reading, Man Who Wasn't There, Ballad of Buster Scruggs, Tolerable Cruelty, Hail Caesar. Hail Caesar, by the way, is good.
I didn't realize that was good. I haven't seen it. I heard everyone hated it.
Yeah, I think this is like a constant thing with the Coen brothers where it comes out and people are like, not like their own stuff. And then you start going like, man, I can't stop thinking about that movie.
That for me was, I just rewatched Burn After Reading.
Oh, yeah.
I think last week. That movie's fun as fuck. It's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good.
The J.K. Simmons scene where he doesn't understand and he's screaming at him for like 2 minutes. That is the funniest shit in the world. I'll just go through this quick. Raising Arizona, Miller's Crossing, No Country for Old Man, Inside Llewyn Davis, Big Lebowski, Serious Man, True Grit, Fargo, and Barton Fink is number 1 for him too.
Wow.
It's just a lot of fun. You get to be really nerdy about something. And you get to be surrounded by people that are both funny and also nerdy about it as well. And they get to like dive in too. So it's a lot of fun. If there's a lot of parts of this podcast that if you liked about like us getting nerdy about stuff and then just wanting to hang out with people, that's a very similar concept.
I think the difference is, as much as you and I loved video games, I don't know that we could articulate our opinions and the history of video games relative to the games we were speaking about quite like they could speak about the movies that they were focusing
I completely agree
on.
with you. Yeah.
But we're way funnier. We're way funnier.
And better looking.
Handsomer.
Yep.
And more modest, I think, is another really important one, because that's important in the podcast game. People don't realize that.
Yeah,
that's
true.
why we were so fucking good at podcasting, is because we were so goddamn modest, and people kept telling us about it, and we kept being like, no, we don't need to hear this, don't worry. But like, we knew it.
Yeah,
we knew it to our core.
We're poorer. We could probably throw a baseball better.
Yes. Well, yeah, I think so.
I think so. I think that's something we got.
I throw it farther, maybe not more accurately.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, cool. But yeah, so if you like those things, I think you'd like that podcast. That was my favorite thing. It came out every Saturday, and I was genuinely looking forward to it. Every time I was like, oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love having that feeling about a podcast when it comes out. I listened to the Inside Llewyn Davis episode because I was curious to get their opinions on it, and felt weirdly vindicated because I didn't think most of the world liked that relative to the other Coen Brothers movies as much as I did, and they were just gushing over it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, great. This feels good.
That's awesome.
I will go for my number 5 of 2025, Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Nice.
Covenant, not actually.
Josh Hutcherson making appearances left and right.
We should watch that movie. And we should. We? I mean, no, because it's going to be miserable.
No, I've heard it's worse than the first one.
Which means we have to watch it.
Yeah, means we have to watch it.
My number 5 is a movie that I actually watched recently, so I'm worried that there is a little bit of recency bias in it, but I cannot stop thinking about this fucking movie. It tickled me to my core. I messaged you after I watched it, and you reminded me that you are the one who told me to watch it. It is Train Dreams. Train Dreams, a movie that if it weren't for a movie that is still upcoming on my list,
I would imagine
this would be my number 1 movie of the year. I can't say enough good things about it. It feels like it's romantic in a way that I think most people want to believe, like shutting down and going to the country is going to be romantic. But I think the awareness of what it means to romanticize something is so prevalent in this movie. The character is a logger who has to continually leave his family for months at a time to go do these logging expeditions and railway expeditions and make money and bring it back home. And he's constantly pining about the old days and thinking about how life is passing him by. And they build a big wooden bridge that will cross this river so that you don't have to go 11 miles around it on a train. And then they immediately talk about how decades later, there's a concrete bridge that's built around and there's cars that go past it. And he's like, oh, the good old days when this old train. Meanwhile, as that narration is taking place, it's showing the character watching the concrete bridge from a high-speed train over above it. So it's like the thing that he's reminiscing about has already been overtaken. Yeah. And we as the viewer are watching this being like, no, those were the good old days. Yeah. Thinking that life has passed us by already. And it's like, no. The point is, we all think life is passing us by. But the things that we lament over, we fucking experienced them, and we're just sad that we're not experiencing it again. So instead of being like, the past was so beautiful, appreciate what you have right now. Yep. And the movie ends, it's not a spoiler because there's no way to spoil this movie, but the movie ends with him finally appreciating where he is and what he has, and the technology that the world has brought, even though it's scary, is enticing and it's exciting. And to see the beauty in the moment instead of experiencing it after the fact is all we could ever hope for. And it was a beautiful message, a beautiful movie. That's another one that I'll probably watch again before the year's out. I can't say enough good things about it. And the last thing I'll say, and this is a weird thing to say because I don't know how frequently I even clock this. And then the only reason I know it was kind of important is because every podcast I heard about this movie talked about the same thing. There's one shot in the movie where I've never seen a shot like this before, where you're looking up the trunk of a tree, and all of a sudden the trees around it start to move. and you realize that the tree is being felled, but from an angle that's looking from the bottom up, and then the forest kind of almost envelops the camera in a weird way. And I've never seen that shot before. And it was so engrossing, and my mind was so confused as to what it was watching. And then every podcast I've heard that talked about it after the fact was like, so what about that shot? That one shot. It was beautiful, stunning movie. Loved it. Loved it.
That's great. I'm glad you liked it so much.
And Joel Edgerton is deserving of a nod for Best Actor. Will he win it? I doubt it. But I've always been are you a fan of Joel Edgerton?
Not a huge fan.
People are really split on him.
Yeah. I would say, no, not a huge fan. He makes some choices, which, you got to respect that. But that also goes with making choices where you're like, I don't know.
I think just as a human being, I find him engaging to watch, like Clive Owen almost, where I'm just like, I can't take my eyes off
Clive
of him.
Owen's a really good example because you're also like, Clive Owen, like, where did Clive Owen go?
But for some reason, I just can't. Yeah, that's a great question. Where did Clive Owen go? I would love to see him more stuff, but when he's on screen, I'm captivated.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, Train Dreams, there, your number 5.
My number 5.
My number 4 is going to be The Pit.
Okay, I knew you were going to have this one on your list, yeah.
The Pit, created by R. Scott Gamnell with John Wells and Noah Wiley. There's some ER DNA. Don't get into it too much. You will get sued.
Yes.
The account, what is it? Michael Crichton is his estate is very litigious. It's a real-time medical show set in Pittsburgh, trauma ER. I don't need to tell you much about the show because it premiered almost a year ago. In fact, I think the
second season, by the time this airs, may already have started.
So that's what I want to get at. It is. I don't need to tell you about the show. It's kind of like 24, but it's also like ER. Yep. That's crazy that we like that show that much, eh?
I never liked 24.
You never did?
No.
Wow.
Torture never tickled my fancy.
Oh wow! Look at you. Oh, you're better than all of us.
Unless it were directed towards Gaza.
Wow, that's. Hope everyone was 40-something minutes in before that got to that one. But, the show's both really good in its interesting concept. The acting's really good. Also, the medical, excellence inside of it is really good. Like, people that are, my friends that are doctors and nurses are like, yeah, it's like...
I keep hearing that.
Good. Like, it's kind of like, you'll just watch it with people and they're like just nodding and you're like, that's what you do. Like, that's what you would do. And, or they'll say stuff and you're like, oh, that's a good point. Yeah, okay, yeah, probably. And I think that's pretty cool that you're doing it. But it's also, and one of the reasons I, told my friends, almost a year ago to start watching it is like, there is nice about just people doing a good job. Like, people just being good at their jobs is kind of a fun thing to watch, even though it is surrounding heartbreak usually and very sad or the worst days of people's lives. The other side of this that I think is really interesting and why it's number 4 is that in a world where, Stranger Things took like 15 seasons to get 4 seasons out, and Last of Us is going to go 4 years between seasons.
Yeah.
It is really cool that we're back to television that is made like a year a season.
Yep.
And the season comes out and it's like 20 episodes. And it's like, guess what? You get to see all your friends for 20 hours this year, and guess what? They'll be back next year.
Yep.
This is supposed to be what television was.
Totally
because it's supposed to be a counterbalance to movies that take years.
Yep.
And we get that. And I just think television became movies, and that was worse off for everyone involved.
Totally agree.
And so I think The Pit, more than even just being a compelling show full of good acting and, whatever, is for the format of television and the actual conception of television is good for television. So
I find it so interesting because I've noticed this trend with you where you love the shows that harken back to older shows. I think about Poker Face. I think about The Lowdown. I think about I think about The Pit, where
the Frasier reboot.
The Frasier reboot is the one that you're talking about constantly, and I'm like, Andrew, it's 3 a.m. Don't call me on this number.
It's time to reheat these scrambled eggs, baby.
And it's I can see your appreciation for the old medium of TV.
Yeah.
I think you have a lot of patience for it. I think you need that kind of for that format as well to kind of like have a little bit of filler, a little bit of whatever it is, but it's kind of like all part and parcel to the TV watching experience. The one thing that I've noticed that you and I separate on a little bit is when a show plays fast and loose with its tone a little bit. I can bristle at that somewhat, and I find that The Pit does that, where it'll add slapstick for no reason. Yeah. And I remember The Newsroom doing that. And I remember you really liking The Newsroom. And you and I talked about one episode where they're like stuck on the tarmac and they're like, sit down. And the guy won't sit down. And then the pilot moves and he like face plants on the, and I was like, that was so stupid. In the same episode, someone like hits his head on a door frame or something.
Already. This is so good.
It is in the right context, but it's like it goes from so serious and stark to it almost feels like someone's like something silly needs to happen here, and it's just not. That doesn't land as well for me for some reason. It can, if done in the right context. I didn't find The Pit did that well for me. I did overall like The Pit. I enjoyed it. And I will watch season 2. I find it very stressful. It's a stressful show. And I know that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
So I appreciate everything that it did. It's lofty, and yet, as you mentioned, it harkens back to an older time. I liked it. I'm glad that it's on your list. It's not quite on mine, but I think it's like more shows like this is never a bad thing.
100%. Like I'm saying, like, movies are movies for a reason, and movies became television. And I get so frustrated by this idea. We don't need that. We got that. We got this, and we got these. These
Let
can be
them
two
be
different
different.
things.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is like, and that's, you know, not to, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but is it like, unless you want me to, you sick freak, but is like episodes of television used to do this where like every episode was like, and it's gonna be a little different this week.
Yeah.
And that was okay because you're like, well, I'm locked in. I'm here to see my friends.
Worst comes to worst, next week it'll be back to the same old shit. Yeah.
And a show that I don't have on here but is really good is Star Trek Brave New World.
Yeah.
And it's a really good show, but this like it was one of the episodes this season was like all like a 60s spoof of like the original Star Trek, and it was just like over the top fake animation, people with wires and stuff like that, and it's like crazy colors and you know whatever. And the whole time I'm like, not for me. I'm glad they made this though. It's cool. I'm not enjoying this, but it's like it's really interesting.
Yeah,
you know,
sometimes take a swing. It's
like, what do I need? Another episode of the normal stuff I always get. You know?
Whereas if you're watching a show that you know is going to come out 4 years later, the next season, every hour is so precious. Where you're like, this isn't, guys, don't do this right now.
Time.
Yeah, exactly. I've waited 4 years for this, and you gave me 6 episodes, and this is what you're doing. I agree. Let the medium allow for a little bit more experimentation. Yeah. Do a lower budget. I don't know why. I don't equate higher budget to better TV shows. Every time they're like, this cost $100 million to make, I'm like, hey, I hated that episode of Game of Thrones. Hey, I hated that episode of whatever the show is where it's like, that's The Last of Us, the big battle in Jackson, Wyoming. Like, I didn't need that. I don't need all the showpieces. So
the Stranger Things is not going to be in either of our lists, but is that like, this like season costs like $100 million and each one of them is like 2 hours long. I'm like, what is this?
I lost it. Last season was kind of the same thing. And I'm like, I'm not gonna watch a 2.5 hour episode of TV. That's a fucking movie. That's a movie.
No, I know. Yeah. The second half of the season's coming out around the New Year. So yeah, my number 4 is going to be The Pit.
My number 4 is going to be a game, and legitimately, I'm going to say a little preamble. I'm going to say the name of the game, and we're going to move on. Because so much has been said about this game, especially in recent memory. I've already said a ton about it. I don't need to waste everyone's time with it. Everyone has been almost annoyed at how much praise this game has been getting. Deservedly so. One of the greatest games I've played. I think it's changed a medium, which I would call JRPG, in a way that makes it palatable and more enjoyable, where I've really bristled at those games in the past or tried to get into the combat mechanics and couldn't. The story, the acting, the music, the atmosphere, the gameplay, everything about Clair Obscur Expedition 33 it's my happy place. It's such a good fucking game. I loved every second of it. Grinding in that game was fun. Exploration in that game was fun. Combat, the story is one of the best stories that I've experienced in any medium, not just gaming, in any medium. It's one of the coolest, most interesting concepts that I've ever come across. And it keeps on building upon itself and opening up like a fine wine, you might say.
Hey.
I have nothing but great things. You never played
No, I never did, no. I just saw it one Game of the Year at the Game Awards.
It swept at the Game Awards. It won no game, this is not a hyperbole. No, it's not hyperbole. No game has ever won more awards at the Game Awards than Clair Obscur has.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised to hear that.
Yeah, it's the most success any game has ever had. And that's why I don't need to say too much more about it. Everything that can be said about it has already been said. In fact, in earlier episodes of this podcast, I've talked about it and gushed about it as well. So go back and listen to some of those. That's fantastic game. Not to take anything away from it, but what more can I say?
There you go. Okay. Clair Obscur Expedition 33.
Well done.
Normal name. It took me a second there. Okay, my number 3. Once again, going to be a little bit barrier breaking here, but it is the character of Chit from TikTok. Created and performed by Jay Renshaw. It's a viral character that TikTok that blew up in
Oh,
2025.
you forced me to watch this before, yes.
Yeah, I've definitely forced you to watch it like Clockwork Orange do. They'll hold open your eyes. So Chit's humor is he's in an office and he's an odd man with big glasses and a bowl cut and a mustache. And he's known for viral sketches like, is there a black person here? And with the punchline hinges on misunderstanding and deadpan delivery. But there's also a line that and in my house has been saying constantly of, do it, lady. And I just can't begin to describe how much of a chokehold that these 25 videos, that's it. But they go through a huge storyline in these 25 videos. It's crazy. But 25 videos has created this huge, like, outsized persona of this one guy who just works at UCB in LA. Like, and the office is the people that also are performers there, and they all took characters. And it is amazing that it is both the really cool part of the internet that you could democratize it in a way that like you can create an actual character that's got stories going from episode to episode, and you can become popular and get millions of views just by putting on a bowl wig and having a mustache and saying, do it, lady.
Look how Unc Andrew is being right now.
What?
Just like choosing TikToks as in his top 10. That's so Unc.
It's not chopped at all. I am with you, people. I am one of you youngs.
I'm surprised this didn't make number 6 or number 7.
Trust me, everything inside of me was like, I think 7 and 6 are going to be together in more of a 6-7 type thing. It's so funny how that immediately from the first time we talked about this like 6 months ago to now, like every parent's like 6-7 and they're like, oh, it's dead. All right,
it's 100%. We've killed it.
Oh, we killed it. Good job, everybody.
It clicked with me where I understood. That's when I knew it was dead. And I hate, Andrew, I cannot explain to you how much I hate that that's where I'm at in life. Where as soon as I get it, it's not cool anymore.
No, yeah.
Because I used to, I mean, it's the Simpsons thing.
It's the Simpsons thing.
Yeah,
It's the Simpsons thing.
I
It'll
used to
happen
know
to
it was
you.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, it sucks so bad. But
Accept it.
I've committed to leaning into it.
Yeah.
To ruining things for people.
Yeah. 100%.
All I can hope to do is, what I look out for is whatever is the new Tom Green, whatever Tom Green is to the new generation, is I don't want to do what everyone in my parents' generation did when Tom Green came out, where I'm like, that's stupid, that's dumb, that sucks.
You mean I Show Speed? He's like the new Tom Green.
Is that?
No.
I mean, but that's the thing is the point is you get to a point where you don't recognize it anymore.
No.
So what is it? Who knows?
There are huge blind spots maybe going forward where like streamers and, online parasocial relationship type things.
Yeah.
That is just a huge blind spot for me.
Yeah.
Where even knowing people that like, yeah, I'll do a stream and I'm like, I just don't know any of these people. And
it's not about not knowing. It's the actively like shaking your head at.
Oh no,
that's what I don't.
I get that, but I just don't even know. I can't appreciate the appeal of some of these people, and I don't know them at all.
Yeah.
And so that eliminates me from a huge part of discourse, just in general with young people, where they're like, I like all these people. I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's funny because
is that?
I understand because I watch like video game streams.
Yeah.
I think I understand the appeal and like the weird. It is parasocial. It's feeling like you're buddies with
100%.
Which,
hey,
let me tell you something. You're not.
Hey,
you never could be. Actually,
you're doing great, by the way.
That's not.
No. Screw you.
Yeah, you're not doing great. If you want to be, let me be so clear to you.
Yeah.
If you want to be friends with us, you are not doing okay.
No.
There's a lot going, because you know what? I don't want to be friends with us.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not doing okay. So if you
we
want
have to do
if
this.
you we have to. If you want in on this,
court ordered.
my ankle bracelet went off. That's why we had to take the break
Wouldn't that
before.
be amazing if we met in jail and that was just like, yeah, this is how we do in our community
Yeah,
service.
some people are like, when we get out, we're going to rob a bank. We're going to start a video game podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why we do retro games, because we only have the memories of what we played pre-prison.
Yeah, 100%. What do you think? They're buying new games for the prison? No, but they do have podcasting equipment.
They do have podcasting equipment. And listen, if we had our podcasting equipment turned on after you and I saw this movie together, I think we would have spoken nonstop about it, just like I have nonstop thought about one battle after another. Came out earlier this year. It is my number 3. It is very, very seldom is there a movie that comes out and immediately while I'm watching it, I have to grapple with the fact where I'm like, is this one of my favorite movies?
I know.
And that was this movie. And there's always that element where you're like, hey, recency bias, you're having a good time, you're enjoying yourself, the wine's hitting, whatever it is. You're going to have to like sit on this one. I sat on it. I think I like it more than when I first saw it.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. Is this on your list later on?
It is on my list.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you
but
do want to?
No, it's worth talking about. It is an amazing movie. It's Paul Thomas Anderson. It's Leonardo DiCaprio. It's Benicio del Toro. It's Jason Finney. It's amazing cast. Sean Penn. How could I forget Sean Penn? Of course. An amazing cast that tells kind of a wide-ranging story that takes the course of a couple of years, but really comes down to like a father and daughter story.
Yeah.
And a pro-revolution kind of militant group. It's cool, and it's just like a classic PTA thing where it's like it's funny and it's scary, but there's action and there's some of the most beautiful shot scenes you're ever going to see in your life, and there's a tense car scene that almost is like completely silent.
Wild.
It's a really good movie, and Paul Thomas Anderson is just one of the true masters we have.
And it's also, I mean, speaking about the idea of like age, like being on the right side of things and then aging against your will outside of that and becoming the enemy of the new generation. Is a guy like Leonardo DiCaprio's character. He was a revolutionary. He fought for what was right, and he can't help, in spite of everything he's trying to do, but become the enemy of the new revolutionaries, or like blacklisted by them for like not doing his part. And he's just trying his best to be the forward thinker that he was when he was a kid. And in spite of having been the most extreme version of that, he just can't find it anymore. It's a great story, a story that is about, in a lot of ways, the way in which, I don't know, not to get too much into this, but the way in which I think like white culture puts itself as the protagonists of every story,
100%.
While the actual heroism goes on around us and we feel like we're taking part, even though Leonardo DiCaprio in this movie, who is kind of representative of that, literally does nothing the entire time. Does not affect the story one bit.
Not without trying.
He's
trying to get involved. He's just not effective.
He's literally ineffective, and everything is happening around him, and true heroes are doing true heroism work, and he's just trying his best to take part, but he sucks at it, and he's not as weathered, and it's a funny thing to watch. It is Paul Thomas Anderson making fun of himself and of us and of where we're at. It's a ton of fun.
It is a great movie. Please go see it. It'll get nominated for a ton of things coming up.
Yeah, maybe it'll clear obscure the Oscars. Who knows?
Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. I got lots of opinions on that. We'll see. But, it's such a gamesmanship and stuff like that. But all right, my number 2 is going to be my last TV entry on here. I had to do it. Andor.
Oh, okay, yeah, go.
Is not on your list?
No, but I don't want to steal your thunder. Go for it.
No, that's okay. You're not at all. It's great. It's created by Tony Gilroy.
Because listen, it's just that. No, I'm just sorry.
It finishes the story with the second season. No fan service, just payoff. It makes Star Wars adult, and Star Wars, which is going through such an identity crisis right now, and they're just going like, I don't know, we're gonna make a Sean Levy movie with Ryan Gosling, and it's called Starfighter, and you're like, what the fuck is this? What? You're like, yeah, okay, well, this is not. It turns out to be a Skywalker. I swear to Christ. They don't know what they're doing. They're going to make a Grogu movie, that's coming out next year. It's the only movie the only Star Wars movie coming out, and because they're just trying to be like, do you like this? Do you like this? And out to the side was this TV show in a series of really bad TV shoes that just kind of like grew too tall. Which is
weirdly fitting for the story of Andor.
100%.
Out to the side, there's this actual successful group. Yeah.
And it is based on Rogue One. Yes, and it has the characters that are kind of leading into that movie. But man, is it good. It is just crisply written. It is a serious drama where it genuinely takes your attention. You have to pay attention to what the hell is going on to figure out what the characters are and what the worlds are and which sides and political things and people are undermining each other. But the payoff, and it is rapidly built, like a ball rolling down a hill, that the second it gets to the end, you're kind of almost gripping your chair and like gasping at breath. You're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And both seasons do it. And when they were coming back, they're like, I don't know. This seems like a bad idea. That first season really kicked ass. Thank God they did. The second season is better somehow, and I have no idea how they did it. It is so good, and it is the best of what this world could be. That IP is obsessive. I get that, because they got to get your foot in the door. It's easier to advertise when the concept is something people know, but also they deliver something that is outside of that IP and is actually better quality than anything you've ever seen. It is just the best combination of things.
It is very adult. I almost think it does what Rogue One should have done in being like truly adult. Rogue One like teased that a little bit, but didn't quite fulfill the promise of being like, revolutionary, and what does it mean that the rebels are essentially the
terrorists.
Taliban? That's what you have to reconcile with. Andor season 1, one of my favorite seasons of television in history. Andor season 2, I think shows the wrinkles of having been a show which was promised to be 5 seasons and had to condense itself into 2 on short notice. And I think the problem I have with season 2, all said and done, I fucking loved it. It was great. The first couple episodes, it was off to a slow start. I didn't love the way that they kind of like, they had a little bit too long after Andor crash lands in that area, and there's the 2 rebels kind of fighting. Cool concept, lasted a little bit too long, given that they didn't have much time to work with for the rest of the season, in that they had to wrap up the entire story. And then what follows is basically episode to episode time jumps of like years. And I, like House of the Dragon, always, in spite of the quality of the show, find a hard time really getting my foothold when a show is taking these giant leaps in time from episode to episode. It's good. I understand it's covering a lot of ground, but it feels like there was a story that could have been so well fleshed out over 4 or 5 seasons. It could have been, and I say this on purpose, like the Better Call Saul of the Star Wars universe, because there's a way that if the story were fleshed out and there were a couple more boring episodes, like, so that you can let the 2 rebels breathe, that storyline breathe for a little bit more without feeling rushed to the finish. The way that this show pays attention to detail and like, okay, Andor, you have to go into this planet, but we have to build the backstory of being like an art dealer, but what is your, like, where did you go to school? And you're going, like, everything is so detailed and well thought out in a way that like Vince Gilligan would do in Better Call Saul, that you find yourself enamored by the process. And that's just as interesting as the payoff. I feel like they could have let this show breathe so much more, and it could have been like one of the all-time shows, as opposed to a show that kind of raced to the finish in season 2. And ultimately, as a result of that, I felt like kind of missed a few beats that it could have let linger a little bit.
Well, that's interesting. I disagree. Number 2, Andor. What's your number 2?
My number 2 is a game I've also spent a ton of time talking about on this podcast. It's my game of the year. It's one of the most interesting games that I've ever played, primarily because I've never played a game like it. I literally filled a journal full of notes. I had graph paper with diagrams to try to solve puzzles. The mechanics were fun. The puzzles were some of the most intriguing I've ever experienced in a game. All of them led towards this greater image of a puzzle that you could put together, put down almost at will, and feel like you've gotten enough out of it. Probably put about 70 hours into the game. Wow. I could have spent another 70 in it, but I kind of bumped up against the RNG. In spite of that, the first 70 hours gave me one of the coolest experiences I've ever had in a game. It's Blueprints. It's available on Steam. It's available on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, wherever you can get it. I don't think enough people played this game.
Okay.
It is an atrocity that this game did not get nominated for Game of the Year. I think this game deserved Game of the Year because it's unlike anything I've ever played. And you look back into the history of video games, to have a game where you're like, I didn't know you could fucking do this, is very interesting. I understand some of the issues that some people had based on the nature of this game being a roguelike, where every day the house that you're exploring in order to find out secrets resets, and you have to kind of start again. There are many ways in which you can find yourself at the end of a run pigeonholed in a way where you can't solve the puzzle, not because you don't know how to do it, but because you just didn't roll the right dice number. And that can be really frustrating. But all in all, the meditative state you can get in, if you kind of let that be and you don't worry too much about every run being supremely important and just kind of like roll with the flow of what the game is giving you. I think Blueprints it's a game I'll think about, kind of like Disco Elysium, where I finished it and I'm like, well, I'm going to never stop thinking about this game. It is phenomenal. It's a really, really good game.
Oh, that's awesome. Blueprints, number 2.
Number 2.
Okay, my number 1 is going to be going to the movies.
Oh, Andrew. Going to the movies.
Going to the movies.
Let's go to the movies.
What a fun year to go to the movies. And that's because, for a lot of reasons, what a good looking year for movies. All these movies shot on IMAX. Yeah. Like Sinners or One Battle After Another or Superman or F1, all shot on IMAX. Be able to laugh with a room full of strangers, like Naked Gun, like Friendship. To be scared in a theater together like Weapons or 28 Years Later, what a year for movies. What a year to be watching with movies. And the reason I bring that up too is because Netflix wants to buy Paramount, and that sucks.
Fucking crazy.
That sucks so bad. We're just now a world of 3 companies, and that just blows.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying is that they're trying to take that away from you. And that sucks because this year, maybe more than a lot of years I can remember recently, it was a great year to go out to the movies. We're really spoiled here. Like, we live in a big metropolitan. And it's also a big movie city. And we have a lot of IMAX screens. We have a lot of 70 millimeters, and we have a lot of Dolbys, and we have a lot of, just every option.
Screen X's.
Yeah, God, yeah, that's.
I avoid that like the plague.
Oh my God, every time I'm like,
sucks.
oh, that time works. Oh, fuck, it's a Screen X. Never mind. It's been a great year to do it, and it's been a great year to watch with other people and stuff like that. So I had a really good year watching movies out in the theater. So that's what I want to say.
It's funny you say that. This year, maybe the most I've gone to the movies in 15 years, maybe more. I went free, like almost every weekend for a while I was going. I know you do that quite often, but
Sure.
I found such a nice routine in waking up, going to get some breakfast, and then just looking at what was playing and knowing that pretty much everything I chose, every weekend I would have something to choose that would work for me. It's great. Sinners was a phenomenal movie to see in theaters. The one thing I will say, if you want to keep us coming to the movies, you gotta stop showing commercials before the movies. I will throw a rock at the head of the person who decided that that's okay.
100%.
Can I go on a little rant here?
Hey, it's your podcast.
Thank you for finally admitting that.
Yeah.
If I ran for politics, would run on the platform of anti-advertisement. I think it's so anti-consumer because the consumer does not benefit from it. I was filling up my car with gas the other day, which is typically what I fill it with. And at the gas station, I pay more than I usually have to pay because the price of gas keeps going up. And as I'm filling up my tank, I hear an advertisement start to play on the screen of the gas tank, the gas pump.
Yeah.
It's loud. I can't mute it.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch it, but I can't help but hear it.
Yeah.
And guess what? The price of gas didn't go down.
No.
So where's that money going?
Yeah.
It's going to the gas station or to Esso, whoever, whatever.
Probably that greedy cashier.
Probably the greedy cashier themselves. My condo building has a screen in the elevator where every time you come in, there's an advertisement playing. This is my fucking home. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Movies, the price of movies are not going down.
No.
How are you allowed to show me commercials? I know that money's going somewhere. Price of popcorn's going up. Price of a ticket's going up.
Yeah.
You're asking me to come into the theater.
Yeah.
Where is the kickback to me as the consumer? Either we get a tax break for every ad that we watch, or we get to opt out of ads in some capacity. Or there has to be legislation against allowing companies to insert ads into everyday circumstances when they're unavoidable by the consumer. I think it's bad for our brain health. I think it's bad for our sense of what our own individuality is worth and our attention is worth. I think it's something that has been snuck in there, and I think that we should stand up and fight against it.
I agree with you. Like, if I could spend more for a non-smart television, I would.
You can turn off ads in smart TVs.
You can?
It's buried so far in the menus. I did it on mine. And it was great.
I never use the interface on my actual television because I use an Apple TV on them and stuff like that, which gracefully does not have ads into them. But did you hear the story recently of the TV show Pluribus?
I love that show.
Yeah. So the show's not over, so that's why I don't think it made you.
That's why it didn't make my list.
I know, maybe next year. But in your LG smart fridge, they now are showing commercials on the screen of your fridge at home. Completely evil stuff, right? But they were showing an ad for Pluribus, and they're like, Carol, we're sorry, whatever. And some woman named Carol had a mental episode. She had to get admitted because she's like, holy shit, my fridge is talking to me. And it was like, take us back, Carol. We love you. You know, if you know the show, you know the show. But
that's wild.
And she's like, wah! Probably also was hanging on by a thread. And now her fridge decided to talk to her.
But nowadays, who the fuck isn't hanging on by a thread?
I don't blame you. But it's crazy that if you have a screen, they will advertise something with you. It's unfair.
It's unfair. It's unreasonable. It's unruly. I think it should be illegal. This isn't just me being a Karen. This is me saying I don't think it's right that companies are allowed to do that.
I don't think it is at all. I think that's totally fair. So yeah.
My number one. Yeah. I thought you were going to share in this, especially as someone who is going experiential.
Maybe I missed it.
You missed it, okay. Andrew. Not only 2025. Show me a better time than you've had, Andrew, than October of 2025 when our dear Toronto Blue Jays went on a run to the World Series.
Sure, yeah.
I think that
feels so personal, though.
Sure.
Yeah, okay.
Fine.
Great.
Fine, it's personal.
Yeah.
I mean, the city of Toronto, as you said, is a big metropolitan city.
It is. It's a lot of people live here.
So
it's also a Canada's
Canada-wide
team.
Let's say 36 million people. That doesn't feel so personal, don't it?
Yeah. We're actually at 40 million now.
Yeah, but only 36 of them watch the Blue Jays.
Oh, that's
yeah. The other 4 million, we don't talk about
fans.
Exactly. I cannot express how thrilling, how exhausting, how exciting the run that the Toronto Blue Jays had. I will remember this for the rest of my life. It is heartbreaking that we didn't win. I saw Ernie Clement. He banged the drum at the Buffalo Sabres game to start the day. Ernie Clement is a player on the Toronto Blue Jays who is very much a fan favorite. And I saw him, this was just last night as of recording. When he came on screen, I wanted to cry. It just reminded me of how sad I was that they didn't win. But what a story that is. My favorite sports movies of all time, they always end in losing by a millimeter.
Yep.
And we lost by a millimeter 4 or 5 times in that final game. It was one of the most exciting times in my life. It fully brought me back into sport, back into baseball, back into the Blue Jays. Man, you only get 1 or 2 of those in your life, really, as a sports fan. Mm-hmm. A run like that, an experience like that, and we had it, and we lived it, and it was thrilling, and I loved it. And it was my number one experience, number one thing from the year 2025.
Was the Jays playoffs.
It was the Jays playoffs.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, there you go. That's our list. Those are our top 10 favorite things of the year. You know, if you're listening, that means you're kind of a super fan of this podcast.
Hey.
And we really love that. And we love that about you. Let us know what your top 10 or a couple things, whatever, just a couple things that were your favorite things that maybe we didn't list in here. Could be personal, could be whatever, that'd be great. We'd love to hear from you.
100%. And keep an ear out or an eye out if you're watching on YouTube. We will have the New Year's Eve Power Hour coming out relatively soon. That should be coming out around the 29th or so, 29th to the 31st.
Cool.
We do a countdown that you can time up to the end of New Year's Eve. We are constantly surprised at the number of people who report back to having timed their 1 hour run up to New Year's and doing the Power Hour along with us. That's where we do a shot of beer every minute for 60 minutes.
Yeah.
We always have weird conversations and predictions, and we always get off topic, and it's one of the most fun recordings of my year.
Because we're drinking fast, and there's a time limit, and the whole thing. That's what really works about it. Mikey and I predict the next year, which I think has been like with 100% accuracy. If you have a prediction for next year,
I would love to hear
send
this.
it in.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll make the episode.
Yeah.
Maybe if we're not drunk enough to be like using our phones and stuff like that, we could figure out how
send
to
it to either the Retrograde Podcast at gmail.com or at Retrograde Pod on Instagram. We very seldom monitor, so if you've been sending us messages, we apologize for not having gotten back, but we will check for sure before the next recording. And if you send us some predictions for the following year, we will read those off.
Usually they're a little tongue in cheek. But if you actually have a real prediction, that's cool too.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Maybe.
What's going to win Game of the Year next year? I don't know.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, seriously. Okay.
It's, maybe GTA 6 if it comes out.
Definitely not. Next decade.
Yeah.
But until then, we love every single one of you. You're our favorite thing of this year. Thank you so much. We love every single one of you. And we can't wait to talk to you soon. My name's Andrew Baskin. With me, as always, is the Bad Boy Podcasting, Mr. Bebop himself,
Mikey Aaronworth.
This is the Retrograde Podcast.
Game over. I was going to say end year, but it ain't yet.
Nope, not yet. One more.
One more podcast for the year.
One more. That's it.
Furnished by Sad Styles Productions.
Rigid formality of sport.